just when I think, hey, you know what? I went to bed extremely late the night before. I'm going to go to bed early and make sure that, I get well amount of sleep for the next day. When I realized I had to watch America's Got Talent, the Champions. Good morning and happy Tuesday, everyone. Yes, I think we're starting to recover slightly from the excitement that was Sunday. I know that from what I hear, Fox is doing a Super Bowl Monday type thing where, everyone took off from work and stuff like that. If you did that, cool, I guess. It doesn't really, again, you see me, I can't see you, so I don't know if any of you could actually tell me if you did or not. Not that I necessarily care, just, that's just something I noticed. Man. The things I do to make sure I have stuff to talk about. Anyway, yes. Not only was it America's Got Talent, the Champions, this is a very special episode, as it was the semifinals. And I actually had no idea this was going to happen. But apparently throughout the first 4 weeks, if you got the golden buzzer, you were moving on to the grand finale no matter what. I thought this was going to be sort of the pseudo-finals, but no. What ended up happening was those 4 acts that got their respective golden buzzers, they're in the finals next week. We didn't need to see a thing. They're good. As for the other 12, what they did was each one of them performed again, and they cut that down in half to make it 10, just like they did last year. So they didn't do it like this format last year, but that's essentially what happened. So, let's start with who did not make it further. Dania Diaz, the magician. She was good, and the use of involving a selfie, that was pretty cool. But outside of that, I didn't really think it was it was fantastic, don't get me wrong. And, anything, magic related, that was great. But I kind of thought that, here's the thing, and this is something that both Howie and Simon agreed on. If you are trying to move on to the next round, you gotta step up your game. And for the most part, either acts actually did step up their game, or they did, just not enough to advance. And Dania Diaz was kind of in the latter category where she did step up. It just really wasn't quite good enough to move forward. Let's see. The first act of the night was that 7-year-old JJ Pantano. Well, just like before, he was funny. He's only 7 years old too. Got a bright future ahead of him, not gonna lie. Okay, let's see. Strauss Serpent, the contortionist. Let's just say I'm with Simon, Howie on this one. I'm going to recycle more. Well, technically I do. In fact, full disclosure, on my way to my parents' Super Bowl party yesterday, I actually went to the store and recycled a bunch of bottles. Go green. Yes. So, that was nice. And I just feel so bad because, well, actually I'll move on to him in a minute, but Mark Spellman, the magician, also got eliminated, which, let's be honest, Shin Lim set the bar extraordinarily high. Higher than, I think, oh, man, can I stop yawning, please? Than I think anyone would have done so. So, I feel bad for Mark Spellman, especially since his act was pretty cool, especially since it featured both Terry Crews and his wife. That was awesome. Yeah, so there's that. And finally, Ryan Niemiller. Man, I feel bad. I do. I liked Ryan Niemiller. I really thought he was gonna do well, but it is what it is. Now, before I move on to the acts that actually did win via both judges and super vote, can I just say, okay, listen. I know that there are 12 acts. Show off 2 at a time, and be able to choose who won between the 2. But man, why are you why you gotta pit them against here's the thing, the first act that moved on via the judge's vote was Hans. Hans was awesome. But he put him next to Strauss Serpent, who, yeah, I guess I sort of see why Hans was more well-liked over Strauss Serpent. This is where it gets cruel now. You put the 7-year-old J.J. Patano next to Tyler Butler Figueroa, the violinist. The child is also a really good violinist. Why are you doing that to the children? I mean, this is probably what children who think that parents play favorites see in their minds. I feel so bad. I do. But, Tyler really was very good. I'm glad he's moving on to the finals. So, there's that. Let's see who else got a chance to move on. I'm looking over now. Okay, the Marcelino Pomoy, he was awesome. His range is easily much greater than mine when it comes to singing. Then again, I've never really tried the song he's ever done. In fact, I'll be perfectly honest, the very first time I ever heard that song was in the movie Step Brothers. Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, Step Brothers isn't by no means a bad movie. It's just I've seen a lot better from both Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. And although if it makes anyone feel any better, I still think Step Brothers is actually a more entertaining movie than Talladega Nights. I'm just saying. Although Talladega Nights is relatively quotable as well. Maybe I should look them up again. Anyway, what was I? Yes. Okay, so the Sandow Trio Russian Bar, they were next to a Ryan Niemiller. And yeah, I mean, I know that Ryan Niemiller is doing great. He's famous. He's a famous comedian. Everyone loves him. But, birth defects or not, people are going to choose the beautiful women over a dude. And literally the woman of that trio, she is the she's the heart and soul of that act. So everyone loves her. And I don't really blame her, I like her too. Well, I like all the acts, really. There isn't one I consider to be my favorite, necessarily. Okay, so Alexa Lauenberger, the act that featured a lot of dogs. She was next to Mark Spellman, the magician. So I'm thinking, magic, puppies. Magic, puppies. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, puppies are actually more appealing. I'm just sorry, but it was. And Simon Cowell said so himself, if we could all collectively hit the buzzer, the golden buzzer to have her move on, they would. That's how good the act was. And I get the feeling that next week is gonna be huge. In terms of whatever act we see. And now finally the last act that moved on. Both of the acrobatic duos, Duo Destiny and Duo Transcend. Both acts were literally 6th and 7th. So the judges had to vote for who got to move on. Man, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I thought Duo Transcend really was better. I mean, it featured roller skates, which roller skates are cool. So already they had that going for them. Plus, Duo Destiny kind of played safe, I felt, which is ironic considering what kind of act they're doing. Like, Duo Transcend, like, well, they weren't conservative with what they were doing. Like, they were going all out to make sure that they were moving on. And even though they did get 6th in the superfans vote, it was the judges that ultimately voted for them in, which they deserved. And I'm glad for them. Plus, let's be honest, it is kind of sexy when, like, they make out on stage during, like, their act. It is. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for that sort of thing. I am. But, yeah. Oh, boy. This was, man, these last couple of days have been, like, super duper late for me. I'm never out, I'm never awake. Well, I am for the sake of, America's Got Talent, the champions, which, I gotta say, this turned out to be one of my favorite shows to watch and talk about with you guys. Although, I wonder I know what's going to happen next week. We have, we have the finals, and then the week after that, they have the results and who got to move on. Although, at first I was wondering, wait, if the finals are next week, what are they going to do the 17th? I'm like, okay, finals next week. They're going to show the actual results for 2 hours the week after, with showing, like, famous acts from the past and stuff like that, which should be fun. Not a bad way to kill time before The Voice, I suppose, because that's pretty much what they're doing. They're showing The Voice. That's sorry, I really am getting tired. This really was it really has not been well, technically it has been, sweet, sorry. I'm trying to look up something, hold on. Yep. Okay. Sean Evans is right. Marco Robbie's going to be the newest guest on Hot Ones to start off season 11. Which makes sense, the Joker movie's coming out, so nothing wrong with the Joker movie. Honestly, I can't wait for February 6th. Well, that reminds me, tomorrow is February 5th, which would mean it is my father's birthday. Yes, my father was born on February 5th. I should probably go get him a birthday card. I'm going to go get him a birthday card. So, yeah. Well, when should I get it, though? I mean, I'm going to be seeing him both today and tomorrow anyway. I'll play it by ear, but top priority for now, outside of making videos for you all and entertain the masses, I have to find myself a birthday card. I actually have been thinking about yesterday's chapter of One Piece. And the Grand Line Review put it best when he said, from a narrative standpoint, nothing inconsequential really happened in this chapter, as awesome as this chapter was. And it was awesome. I mean, that look I had on page 12, woo! Yeah. I was worth reading the chapter alone. But from a narrative standpoint, again, nothing inconsequential happened because it featured stuff I didn't know, that nothing happened that I already didn't know was going to happen. I knew the rebellion was going to fail. I knew that, the the bad guys are going to win. Although they did do that classic and very effective storyboard telling thing where like they had an opportunity to end the problem once and for all, but they couldn't for reasons I don't want to spoil. So yeah, it was a very good chapter, and man, February 16th is going to be a long way away. It is. Don't know what I'm going to do until then. I guess in the meantime, I could probably see if I can find a date for Valentine's Day. That'd be pretty sweet. Let's see, maybe I can do that. Oh well. Like, favorite, share, subscribe button, follow me on social media platforms, turn notifications on YouTube. I'm very happy to make this video for all you guys watching enjoy for today. I'm hoping you have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And if you guys want to talk, channel with me here to lend an ear. I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.